Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, and today's UDFA grades video is presented by Panda Subs. I got a brand new code. Use code Jeanty for Ashton Jeanty, 25% off at pandasubs.com. The man that owns Panda, diehard Raider fan, wants you to check out his brand new BCAs. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them here in just a little bit. So since the last time that I have done my Raiders UDFA tracker, the silver and black have gone out, and they have signed 3 additional undrafted free agents. Unlike the first video that I did where I kind of just gave you a little bit more background information on each one of the players and prospects, today I am going to give you a grade, A, B, C, D, or F, on what I think about the Raiders UDFA signings thus far. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I get married in 38 days, and you know what? I'm trying to hit 200,000 subs by then. My bosses told me if we hit 200K, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Who knows? Maybe they even help out, pay for the honeymoon. I don't know what it is. But 38 days, I want to get to 200,000 subs. If you appreciate the content Jugs and I provide, believe it or not, Alex also sacrifices a lot. So please help me out. Hit that sub button. First player coming up here is going to be Ja Joyner, and this is an A-plus grade. Somebody that I thought could potentially go in the 5th, maybe in the 6th round. Joyner, edge rusher out of Minnesota. Really solid player. Also 7 PBUs this past season. A 6.88 on the RAS score. When you look at how the Raiders depth chart ends up getting broken down, I really think that he's got a legit shot to compete for a 53-man roster position. Because I'll tell you this, Charles Snowden has got some issues going on for July 22nd. He's got a court case for that DUI issue that he had. But for Ja Joyner, I would make the argument this is our top UDFA out there, and I think that the money backs it up as well. Let's go to Matt Jones, linebacker from Baylor. I gave this one a B-plus grade, and one of the common things you're going to see from the Raiders is high character guys, captains, and a lot of just good athletes overall. Jones, maybe not so much of a good athlete, but does come with a lot of experience. 113 tackles last season. And for me, I'm looking for players who are going to make the practice squad better. When you're trying to build a roster, you need to make everybody better from all 91 players that are going to be on this roster. I think Jones is going to be one of those dudes that motivates people because he does have a lot of playing time. C+ for Parker, but an A+ for that facial hair. I don't know what it is, but I love it. 6'6", 295 pound, and a 60.9 overall PFF grades. 8 sacks allowed last season for the Hokies, but this is a C+ signing for the Raiders. Personally, when you look at PFF, 2021 might have been his best season overall, but you're talking about a player that's got multiple seasons of starting and multiple seasons of getting some college football experience. When you want extra depth, especially on the practice squad, I think you need to find some players that have a little bit of growth as well. And when you are that size at 6'6" and only 295 pounds, I look at that and I go, I can put an easy 10 to 15 pounds of good weight on that young man. So I want to know down below, will any of the Raiders UDFAs make the final roster? Roster cuts are always a little bit near the very end of August. And every single year that I've done this show, I've always sat up here and I said, yes, I believe a UDFA will make the roster. If you're saying yes with me, let me know which one you think it could potentially be. If you're saying no, it's all good. That's what this show's all about. We're about being interactive, and I always like to be interactive. So you're about to get in with that YouTube ad break. Scroll on down. Let me know. Will a UDFA make the roster? Let's go to the next name here. It's Trevin. My grade, I'm going to give this one a B+ defensive tackle from Baylor. And this is one of those players that when we were talking about athletes, he is a really good athlete. A 9.47 on the RAS score, 42 tackles, 3.5 sacks. Because I believe in Rob Leonard and Patrick Graham, when you see somebody that is that athletic and then you can put them at DT, you can put them at edge, you can move them around a little bit, I do think that that's one of the reasons here why I got to go out and give him a B+ grade. Let's go to number 5 here from our UDFA chart. It's John Humphrey, cornerback from USC. This is a B-. 6'2", 193, long, lanky, outside corner. Kind of fits what you're looking for there for a Pete Carroll guy. A 97.2 quarterback rating against him. 3 INTs, 11 PBUs in his career, which go along with 99 tackles and 2 forced fumbles. Former USC, UCLA corner, so he's got some ties with Chip Kelly. But this is a I think this is one of those prototypical Pete Carroll type of project players. Let's go to UDFA number 6 here, Malik Williams. This is a C grade, and I almost want to give it a C because I got to wait and see what Malik Williams looks like at the next level. I know that he's a good athlete. I know he's a good athlete at the college football realm. However, though, you also look at a player that the Raiders went out and drafted in Tommy Mellot at wide receiver QB. Because they're looking at athletes, no disrespect to Malik, I don't really think that he's got a chance to be a quarterback in the NFL, but if he can show that he can be an athlete, and if he can show that he can create opportunities to also give him a shot to make this roster, well, then I think that's going to be fun to see how that one ends up shaping out. But it's a C grade for me. Something that y'all need to see. This awesome deal that we got started with Panda Sups, our proud sponsor. Use code Jeanty for 25% off at pandasups.com. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments and in the description of today's show. This stack formula from their BCAs, it's unlike any other. Panda Sups combine the best of BCA, EAA, and hydration products on the market into one. Starting with 10 grams of BCAs and EAAs for optimal muscle recovery and performance. It features coconut water concentrate, L-taurine, which, is going to help you wake up a little bit, provide essential hydration electrolytes to keep you at your best. Packed with minerals like calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium. Our blend helps maintain fluid balance and prevents cramping, ensuring you can push harder and recover faster. Perfect for any athletes and fitness enthusiasts for some looking easy to recover. Stay hydrated. Panda Sups has got you covered. This is your secret weapon for achieving your fitness goals and maximizing every workout. I am telling y'all right now, I'm trying to get into wedding shape. It's why I started off earlier saying 38 days till the wedding. We know, I think a lot of people know the benefits of protein, but I actually don't think a lot of people know the benefits of BCAs. You want to know how I bounce back after a crazy Raider sports show? I take some BCAs to get some of that hydration. You want to know how I can still try to work out from time to time? You take some BCAs. If you're going to bust your butt and you're going to go work out, why not get the most out of that workout? Help your muscles recover and get the most bang for your buck. That's what the BCAs are going to do. And I'm telling you, if you're trying to get in beach season type shape, you need some BCAs. Let's go to number 7 here on the UDFA list. It's Greedy Vance Jr. I'm going to give this man a B+ grade. Transferred to USC in the spring after spending the past 4 seasons with Louisville and Florida State. Originally a LA native, but I'll tell you this, I like this guy because he was able to contribute right away, which is something you don't always see, and he plays from the nickel. This is an opportunity for him to make, I think, a little bit of a splash. Yes, he's undersized, but he's quick, and nickel is still a need for this Raiders defense. Mellot, cornerback from Kansas. This is another A grade for me, a player that, quite frankly, I was actually pretty surprised didn't get drafted. I thought that a team would at least take a shot on him. 5 interceptions, 12 PBUs, 49 tackles. Cool little stat here about Dotson. He's got 4 career pick sixes, which is the most by any Jayhawks player in the history of that program. But because this is somebody that I thought could get drafted, this is an A. And I know that he struggles with tackles. He does give you at least a little bit of special teams value, which, 236 snaps, none at gunner, that's okay. A 5.83 on the RAS score. Not the best athlete, but I do think Mellot Dotson is a hell of a competitor. Let's go to number 10 here. It's Jared Hufford. This is a B grade guard from Iowa State. And the other reason why, you got to look at some of these UDFA moves, and I'll be real, I'm not going to act like I've done a lot of homework on Jared Hufford, but what do I love? I love versatility. And this is somebody who started 12 games at left guard, 14 at center, 9 at left tackle, and then 3 at right guard. That is a good value to have on any type of offensive line. So because of that, we went ahead and gave it a B grade. Let's go to the tight end, Carter Runyon, B- grade. Might be a B- grade because we couldn't get a better picture of him. Townsend, let's work on that a little bit. 45 catches, 502 yards, 5 touchdowns. A tight end, wide receiver type of hybrid prospect here. He's got some good hands. I think what might hurt Runyon, though, is he's not the best athlete. that the Raiders signed as a UDFA as a potential, tight end as well. I like his acceleration, is okay as a catch blocker, solid traits to work with, including wingspan and hand size, good takeoff speed, 6'4", 243, B- grade here for Carter Runyon. Thank you all for watching our NFL draft coverage over the past, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. My voice is, as y'all can tell, still recovering. But all the time, we always give, shout-outs to, Chugs, or we give shout-outs to the Chat Sports team. What I want to know is this. There was a lot of amazing human beings that made our draft show possible, whether it was, Raider Ron, Fabian Moreno, if you won a duck race. My point is this. When you hang out with us for 21-plus hours, I bet you there is a name or two that you remember down in the comments section. Maybe it was one of our mods. All I ask is this. We are a community here, and I want you to give a shout-out to somebody that you remember that made our draft content very, very memorable. If you also want to check out our 2025 Raiders draft grades, this video, the last time I checked, has over 60,000 views on it, and I actually saw a few people down in this video go, well, Mitch, I would love for you to be able to do a UDFA type of grade video. That's what I like to do here. I always want to make sure the nation is happy, because if you're watching a UDFA grade video, you're a freaking real one as far as I'm concerned. Let's go to number 12 here on our UDFA list. It's Hudson Clark, B grade, 37 tackles, 1 interception, 6 PBUs. Don't really look at him as being somebody that I think can help out as much as a defensive player. The name that I'm going to throw out here for some Raiders fans is a Dalen Levitt, where you don't really want him to be your safety, but you do have some confidence in his ability to be a good locker room guy, have some confidence overall to play a little bit of special teams, a 7.75 on the RAS score, also played 485 snaps as a strong safety, 365 as a free safety, 507 as a nickel, 1,482 at corner. Very, very versatile player. However, because what he brings to the table, I think his best role in an NFL squad is going to be a gunner on special teams. Let's go to UDFA 13 here, Pat Conroy, and this is a B grade. I'll be real with you. There's a part of me that I wanted to give this an A grade. I only say that because this dude is a really, really good athlete. And there's going to be times where, you could line him up at fullback. He is listed as a tight end fullback hybrid, and I'm not sure exactly where they're going to play him, but he's got a 9.98 RAS score. When you're talking about an athlete that is at the 98 percentile, essentially, or the 99 percentile, I don't care if you're a UDFA. I don't care if you look like that you could do my taxes. I don't care if you look like you could work here at Chat Sports, and I'm going to be honest, Pat Conroy, I would love to have you here at Chat Sports. It'd be a hell of a time. But he is a good athlete. For that reason, I gave it a B grade. Could easily be an A, though, as far as I'm concerned. Let's go to the next player coming in here, linebacker from Indiana, Jalen Walker. This is a B-plus grade for me. And sometimes my grades also just have to do with some of the other players that the Raiders brought in or still have, obviously, on the roster. A 7.81 RAS score. He did run a 4.4 40-yard dash, a safety linebacker prospect, a little bit of a tweener, small linebacker, bigger, safety if you're looking for some versatility. But career 206 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 82 this past season. The Raiders like these tweeners, and I think Jalen Walker's got a really interesting path, because when you look at the new kickoff return rules, you're starting to see some of these linebacker safety hybrid players that can run really fast, and I wonder if that's how Walker could potentially make this squad. So now the next players that we're going to get into here, the names that I didn't originally include in the very first UDFA tracker video that I did. Next name coming up here is Dom Boyd. I gave this one a C. Offensive lineman from Georgia Southern. 11 games played last season, 5 sacks allowed, a 68.6 overall PFF grade. He does have 1,500 snaps at left tackle, which you like to see. Also has done a lot between Georgia Southern and Alabama State. Some good notes on him being a high character player, but I'm going to go give Dom Boyd here a C grade. Let's go to Zachary Franklin, C as well from Illinois. Though when we were going over the show, Chugs was like, oh man, I don't know. I think that's a little bit low on Franklin. 55, 652, and 4 touchdowns. 6'1", 204 pounds. Cedar Hill, Texas. I'm guessing now that I see Cedar Hill. Did you cover him? He said maybe. But also on top of that with Franklin, not the best athlete. He's scoring a RAS score in the 2s. If you're a player in the NFL and you're scoring a RAS score in the 2s, I don't know what I would score, but I would imagine I'd be around a 1. Let's go to Anthony Booker Jr. I'm going to give this one an A- grade. Somebody from Cincinnati, Ohio, but he played at SMU. We actually had the opportunity a few times to kind of, go out and check out a few SMU games. 17 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, no sacks. But this one, the reason why I gave this a better grade than some of the others, he is a true nose tackle, and that's something that this team needs. I mean, he might be I don't want to call him the fattest, but he might be the biggest player on the Raiders defensive line at 350 pounds. If you're the Las Vegas Raiders and you look at what a need is, a big-time nose tackle is a need. And if somebody goes out there and just eats up space, I don't want to say that I don't need him to bring tacklers down. I don't need him to get after the quarterback. I need him to take on double teams, because if one person is double teaming a UDFA, that means I'm getting a one-on-one matchup with Malcolm Kuntz, Maxx Crosby, Christian Wilkins, and Madam Butler. If one of those guys can get a one-on-one, I think that we're going to win that opportunity more times than we lose it. So I appreciate all of y'all tuning in to our Raiders UDFA grades video. If you made it this far in the video, don't be afraid. Drop us a like. That always tells us that we're doing the right things around the nation. Friendly reminder, I will be live coming up here later on today, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific on the Raiders Report. I hope to see you there.